with Steve. You all are here. You'll have all the answers to everyone's questions.
Great.
All right, let's talk about coral bells because this is a great investment. These are so pretty. I mean, look at that just tapestry of color. It's just absolutely beautiful. $32, 3 easy pays at $10.67. But as I always like to remind you, use your QVC store card, our credit card, and then you'll have 5 easy pays. 5 easy pays at what would that be? Like $7. 5 easy pays at about $7. Free shipping and handling on all these plants. Again, these don't come tomorrow. They will come when it is just the right time for you to put them in the ground or containers, wherever you're going to use them, for your area where you live. What are we shopping for? 3 growing plants. These are deer resistant, heat tolerant, 3 easy pays at $10 and change on this one. Look at the colors.
Bright colors in full shade. This is a total problem solver, Pat, because typically you can't get anything to grow in full shade, and if you do, it's a boring hosta.
Yes, I agree.
And you know, some hostas, all right, maybe they got a little more flowers on them, but for the most part, hostas are just the old news.
Hosta's a hosta, yeah.
But here, this is something that you would expect to find, actually you would find at a luxury garden, at an estate.
Yes.
If you went to Europe and you went to visit a castle, you would find them in those gardens. These are what all of the most wealthy people are putting in their back and front yards, and that's because they usually cost a lot of money. But what we have today is extremely valuable and affordable, and you're holding up one of the live plants that you're going to get. What's fun about this,
that's a good size,
right? So these 3 plants you're going to get right to your door, right? Well, these 3 grow into these 3 the very first year.
The very first year.
Yes, and so what you see on the table, that's what you get. And think about all the shady areas where you have dirt or mulch or rocks. Basically boring and sometimes ugly.
And plus expensive to replace and refresh every year.
So now you're going to have, like you mentioned, a tapestry of color in those shady areas.
I think I got that tapestry word from you last time I worked with you, so I'm borrowing it, but it did look like that. These are easy to grow. They're absolutely beautiful. They're deer resistant. That doesn't mean that your deer might not eat them, but they've got a chance. And the idea that you can actually plant them in shade. This is, to me, is all about color and texture. I mean, look at the leaves. Look at the shape of the leaves on this.
Look at the veining on the leaves. It's so interesting. They're almost like a maple leaf shape, but then they've got these extra frills and furls, and each one is different. Why don't we walk through each variety on set here? So in front of you, Pat, we have the mulberry. This is the darkest of the bunch.
Okay.
What I love about this, though, is that this is sort of almost like a royal purple. Now, indoors, we have it in the studio. They kind of lose some of that purple, but you can see it on the underside, that real eggplant color. I love this, and these do brighten up in the middle of the summertime like we saw in the images earlier. And again, more of a flat shaped leaf, but then we come over here to the limeberry, and these are really ruffled. They're curled up almost, still have that maple leaf shape, but just a lot more texture going on. And these
are nice bright green.
They pop right out of the shade.
Yeah, they almost look glowy.
It almost makes it feel like your shady areas aren't shady anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, like they're glowing, and that's what we love about this. And these are fun too because they're really gonna brighten up all those dull areas that you normally would just have mulch. And then finally, my absolute favorite, this is the coralberry. Now, if you look at the shape of this leaf, it's just like your perfect maple leaf.
Look at that.
But what I love about it, this veining here, to me that speaks something stately, something luxury, something that, you know, a lot of people wouldn't think of. And then on the back side, it's bright pink, which is so unique. And we can look at it in the images here and outside in the garden with some ideas where to plant it. So there's that tapestry of color. What's fun about these is that they are slightly color changing through the season. So in fall time, they are gonna kind of show some of these more fall colors. Oh, God, here's the mulberry with a part day of sun. It brightens up. It's very purple. And that looks great in a white container. You can put these in containers. You can put them in the ground. There they are again under a tree. And here with the limeberry, how those pop and how they combine really well. These colors all work really nicely together as a set. And there you've got your, you know, day-old hostas, but then throw in the limeberry there, pop. right off the page, right? And that's what I love in your mixed beds or your mixed container garden. Look how wonderful that is.
I have to admit, I never, you have yours in a planter. I would always put annuals in planters. And then I finally took this class and you know, the gentleman said, why aren't you putting perennials in there? Because then that's less you have to replace every single year.
That's
and
right.
I'm like, ding. So most of you are buying more than one set. These are beautiful. If I was going to put this in, let's say, a flower bed or a bed with some trees, these are not going to get any higher than this. They're pretty low to the ground.
Yeah, they're about a foot to a foot and a half max tall, and about a foot to a foot and a half wide.
Okay.
So what you're looking at is almost full growth, and you're going to get that the very first season. Now, I do want to mention, knowing that, if you think, oh, well, I have some trees I want to cover underneath, and I've got, you know, 2 sides of my house that I want to cover, think about more than one set. The real truth is, at a garden store, you could find certain coral bells. One will be the price of this collection. I mean it, because
expensive.
They're all patented varieties. The breeders don't let them go without royalties, but we work directly with those breeders, and that's how we get these values.
Thank you for doing that.
Such amazing, yes.
Yeah. And if you are new to gardening, you're going to love this. This will become like your garden Bible. So hold on to these. When the box arrives at your door, that means it's time to get them in the ground. Even if you can't get them in the ground that day, open the box, take this out, water them if that's what it says, and it will take you from the minute you get these plants all the way through, like, oh gosh, what do I do at the end of the season? The answers are in here.
That's right.
And I love that you also now put these on QVC.com. So if you lose them, you can always look there if you need more information. But these are deer resistant.
Deer resistant.
Heat tolerant.
Heat tolerant. Let's mention, they're super cold hardy. You're gonna plant these, the whole country can grow these. They can handle -20 below zero.
Oh, wow.
So you're not gonna have to worry about these coming back. They're long-lived perennials. They're also disease resistant. Pests do not have any interest in these. This is one of those
This is what you want.
fillers and spillers and thrillers all in one, in your garden beds, in your containers for years to come. And again, you know, it's not about the flowers with this. That's what makes these so unique. The foliage rolls the show. You know, they take
still
the
got
cake.
color, you got texture there. It's just beautiful. All right, we debuted these about a week ago. 5,000 already ordered on this. Is that good? We started with 5,000.